Hello guys, this is Atul from B Practical Tech Solution. Now today we have come up with another array-based question. So the question is like, we have to find out the sub-array, the count we have to return, which is having the equal number of 0 and 1's. Okay, so here the input is given. So if we are manually trying to find out like what are the possible sub-arrays which is having the equal number of 0 and 1. So we can see this is one possible sub-array. Then this is one possible subarray. Then this is one possible subarray. Here you have to make sure that the count of 0 and 1 should be equal, right? Then here it is one of the possible subarray which is having the equal number of 0 and 1. Then this is possible, one possible subarray which is having the equal number of 0 and 1. Then this is also possible. Right? So like that only we have to find out all the possible subarrays which is having equal number of 0 and 1. Now the idea here is like what we can do is instead of working on the same, what if we can replace the 0 with -1? Now why -1? So that I will pick all the subarrays which is having the element sum is equals to 0. Right. So then I can say that that particular subarray is going to have an equal number of 0 and 1. Why? Because see, let's say for example, if I'm going to replace every number with every 0 with -1. So first element is 1, then second is -1. So now if I'm going to get the sum of these two, I will get the 0. Right. So like that only I can say that this is the one possible subarray who is going to get me the equal number of 0 and 1, because when we have a equal number of plus 1 and -1, then only we will get the value 0, right? So let's try to work with the same concept and get the total count of the subarrays having the equal number of 0 and 1's. So let me create one function here, public static void, or here we are going to return, so let me make it as an int. And what function should we write? Get subarray with equal 0 and 1, right? So in this array, I'm going to pass one, in this function, I'm going to pass one array here. Now, so see, whenever we are trying to write the code for any problem, so try to first solve it with the brute force approach. Why? Because so that we will got the logic, like how we can solve the problem. Why? The point here is like, if we know the logic, then only we can try to optimize the code, right? So let's try to work on this. Now what we can do is like, I'm going to create one variable, count equals to 0. Why? So that it will give me the total number of subarrays having the equal number of 0 and 1. Now after that, I'm going to iterate over the array, int I equals to 0, I less than array dot length, then I plus plus. Now, one thing again here we have to take care that we need a subarray. So it means that it needs to be continuous. So whenever we are trying to get the sum of the subarrays, every time it has to, once it reaches to the, like with the first element, it has traversed now through the entire array. Now, when it comes for the next element, then again it has to start from the beginning only, because I need the subarray. Subarray means to say that it needs to be continuous. So what we can do here, let me create a one variable called as a sum equals to 0. Now here again, I'm going to iterate from from wherever the value of I is. So I need to start the value of j from there only. So int j is equals to I, j less than array dot length. Okay, then j plus plus. Now here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the sum of the elements currently plus array of j. Right? Now after this, I'm going to check if the sum is coming as a 0. Why? Because as I told you here, that if I will get the sum of the two elements as a, or the three elements or the four elements as a 0, then I can say that that subarray is going to have the equal number of 1 and 0. So if that sum, whatever the sum we are iterating, we are calculating from from here, if that is equals to 0, then simply count plus plus. Okay, it will simply count plus plus. Or if let's say that I want to also see that, okay, what are the different possible combinations are there, or the subarrays are there whose sum is equals to 0. So what we can do is like here also we can use the SOP statement, and here I'm going to print the index values, like whatever the possible index value are there, which is going to give me the subarray who is having the value equals to like having the equal number of 0 and 1, right? So here after that, J, then give like this. So it will also print me that index range. And at the end, what should I do? I will just simply return the count. So it will give me the total number of subarrays. So now let's try to call this function. And also I'm going to print that count is equals to get subarray. Here we are passing the array. And now I'm going to print the value of count. So here I can write total subarray array having equal number of 0s and 1s plus count. Save it, and now let's run the code. Second, here we are incrementing. Okay, one more mistake what we have done here is like, what we have done is like we didn't change it, right? So one more for loop we have to apply. So that first, because what approach we are using, like first we have to get the sum of, because here if we are seeing this 1 and 1, so here it is like this only, we don't want that one. So what we can do is like 1 here, let me first convert all of the 0 into 1. So I just forgot to do that. So let me modify this code. Int I is equals to 0, I less than array dot length, and then I plus plus. And here what we can do is like, I'm going to check if the array of I element, if it is equals to 0, then what we have to do? We have to reassign the array of I with the value -1. Right. Now let's run the code. Save it. And here also, let me give some space. Okay, now let's check that whether we are getting or not. So first, as manually, if we are taking this, so 0 to 1, I have one subarray which is having the equal number of 0 and 1. Yes, I am getting this one. Then the another subarray which is having the equal number of 0 and 1 is going to be this one. So 0 to 3. So 0 to 3 we are getting. Then 0 to 5. Let's check this. Up to here, I have a 3 zeros and 3 ones. Yes. Then 1 and 6. Up to 1 to 6. Yes, I am going to have the equal number of 0 and 1s. Then 2 and 3, up to from 2 to 3. Yes, one possible subarray is there. Then 2 to 5. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I'm having the equal number of 0 and 1s. 3 to 4. 3 to 4. This one is going to be happen. And then 4 to 5. 4 to 5. So these are the possible. So total count is going to be 8. Right? Count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be the the total subarrays which is having the equal number of 0 and 1's. So this is the way how we can solve. This is a logic you can apply with this code. Yes, of course, you can optimize optimize this code. So, but it's important to understand the logic. So I have used the brute force approach and hope you understand the concept. See you in another day. Thank you.